great game.
That was a really good game. So
we got another one.
Without further ado, let's bring it into picks and bans for game number 2. So we're back into the picks and bans. I don't know if you heard me apologize to Brandon. I actually didn't mean that rhyme before. Ado and number 2. Either way, Team Eager, they have won the first game, and they will still be on the left side looking to take number 2. Team Allegiance, of course, will be on the right in red.
We're going to probably see very similar picks and bans here. Guan Yu getting taken away. Team Allegiance likely to answer back with the Raijin.
It's going to be the Kali ban.
That's the same thing.
So Eager now selecting. I find it very interesting that Eager is the team that bans out Guan Yu, being as that was djpernicus' signature god Season 2.
You know what was the most exciting thing about that last game?
Which one?
The game that we just won.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Allegiance won that draft.
Yes, they did.
I mean, hands down, they won that draft.
Yes.
And instead, Eager dominated that game.
So Allegiance won the draft. Eager won Eager's draft. And I see that very specifically. Fenrir is oddly djpernicus. Divios is DaretoCare. Right? Those gods, Rom, we both went, what? But that's a Zapman god. All of those picks from Eager might seem strange, or Allegiance won that draft, but Eager picked everything they wanted to play, and they're doing the same thing this time, selecting Khepri for Aror.
Wow. Okay, so very, very similar opening. Allegiance, if they want to answer back, could be Kuang Ho Yi.
We're gonna see the Kuang. I'm sorry, the Raijin face gets me every time. I think it's one of the funnier cards we've got in the game. He just looks like he's ready to cause mayhem, and that's really what the character does, which is why we've seen 2 consecutive bans.
And, okay, it's going to be Soul. Now, this can go to Oceans or Lassiz, so a fair amount of flex pick potential here. I don't see Mattypocket taking this, though.
No, I don't see Mattypocket. Mattypocket has shown, the hand that he's shown thus far has been, I don't want to say the typical Soul laners, but the tanky, chunky frontliners, the ones that create space, and he's done a great job at learning that particular playstyle. Soul would be very different. Ho Yi, on the other hand, similar to Soul in the sense that just wants to deal the damage.
And there's Zeus. So far, Team Eager looking very similar to last game, although upping their meta a little bit by grabbing Jesus instead of Rama. So far, Team Eager, I think, pretty even in draft as Athena gets picked, a character that was notably missing last game.
Yeah, very, very curious that she made it all the way through picks and bans. Nobody really thought about her. She's still... There's never going to be a world where Athena's not good.
That's not true. There was Season 1 where she wasn't that good.
Really?
Yeah, like halfway through Season 1.
With Global and a taunt, she wasn't good?
She wasn't great.
That's great. I didn't say great. I said good. I think she'll always have a place.
I didn't think she didn't really get picked all that much. But, I mean, right now, Athena.
Kronos banned out by Team Eager again. Lassiz has been spectacular on that Kronos.
Odin ban. I don't know where that ban's coming from.
Caused some problems last game. Caused some problems. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen.
Allegiance. And they also banned DaretoCare.
That's the first. That is the probably the first time that DaretoCare has been sort of 100% win rate in Season 3.
Overpowered. Please nerf this god.
100% win rate here in Season 3. Poseidon will be banned out as well. So Team Eager really looking directly at Lassiz, saying, "Hey, no Isis, no Kronos, no Poseidon. Just play a Vulcan or something, all right?"
You can play for Og again. Good luck. I'm expecting Agni here for Team Allegiance. It's going to be Neith first. That means Soul will be your mid laner. Neith going to be, or Neith could be your mid laner. Either way, he's getting a ranged carry god.
Yeah, definitely some more flex picks here going on for Team Allegiance. Picks over to Team Eager. They're going to select Fenrir one more time. Now, I don't think that this necessarily did the job last time around, but this could go in a different player.
I think this is going to be Divios. I think we're going to see a different pick, a more tanky pick coming out from djpernicus. No, that's not a jungle god.
Knowing DJ's resume, it could be.
I mean, there's a difference between Tyr and Guan Yu.
Yeah, Tyr has more control and he has better ganks.
Get out of here.
Going to the right side, Allegiance, they're going to operate likely that Tyr will be the solo leader and Sun Wukong will be selected. You seem pretty okay with that.
I like some Wukong. I think he's much better than people give him credit for. He's very hard to lock down, does decent damage from range, and given what's on this team, extra slows with Master's Will, and of course multiple forms of CC for different situations, gives this rather versatile team a much more versatile support for the end game.
Interesting lineup coming out from honestly both teams. Tier will find himself in the short lane. Divios piloting that character. DJ will play the dog one more time. Fenrir, the best, will reprise his role as Zeus. And Aror, same thing on Khepri. Zapman and Divios. So the outside lane's the only thing that are really shaking things up here. And honestly, like I said before, the draft worked out for Eager specifically. So should be pretty similar experience that Eager has in this game.
Incon and Aror both running the same build and warding the same area as they head back. Both of them have relic spots open. First one's going to be Incon picking up Sprint. And yes, okay, Incon and Aror are the same person. Have you ever seen them in the same room?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Theory.
Yes, I have.
I feel like Dale Gribble from King of the Hill.
Oh, jeez. Usually I have something. I got nothing on that one, so we're going to take a look
at reference.
If you're just joining us, excuse my co-caster. My name is Fdot. He is, of course, Diem Brandon, and we're getting to our second game of opening day. Eager has taken game number 1. Now, these aren't best of 2s or best of 3s or best of 4s. They're just 2-game sets. So Eager took one, and we'll see who takes the next one, whether it's Allegiance or Eager. And worth noting that the last game took a while to sort of get online. We saw 20-minute tower almost.
Yeah, I think it was 22.5 minutes is where we saw Zapman pick the tower up.
Yep, so it did take a long time. But with that said, there was still engagements going on. We were still seeing excitement in these matches. So Allegiance versus Eager, these teams are playing. They respect each other. They understand that there's talent on the board. But when you pull the trigger, you pull that trigger.
Already going in, djpernicus finally hitting level 2. He needed to get it a tad bit sooner. Going for Lassiz. Decent damage, not going to be enough. Detonate? Is it? No, he... DJ
goes for it. He's going to die for this one, folks. DaretoCare gets credit on that one. So
not worth.
Last game we saw him make the decision to not go for that.
Well, you know what? Maybe worth. Yes, he lost his red pot. It's going to hurt his early game a little bit, but taking gold and farm away from Neith at this stage of the game might be better. Actually, no, she's not going to lose anything.
Nope. Not going to lose much.
I call not worth. I think DJ may have made a misplay there. I think that was better for Allegiance. Yes, the first blood was lost. Eager has an advantage of about 400 gold, but they lost 450 and their ability to clear the jungle.
Well, what's interesting here, Brandon, is that it's just different than what happened last time. DJ didn't force that situation last time around, and this time he chooses to. So it's just something a little bit different from the last time around, and because of
that was risky. That was a really risky and ultimately amazing play that DJ just made to not only reset the camp, but force them off of it as Aror rotates in and allows this to happen. We've notably not been talking a lot about Incon, given the fact that he's been getting pushed out of his lane when he was Odin, not rotating to the mid camps, which are getting lost. Where is this guy?
I mean, a lot of these players, as far as the supports are concerned, like I said, when you're doing your job as support, we're not really mentioning your name. Incon did have a lot of the initiations last time around, but Odin brings that ring and then kind of leaves a little bit to be desired.
Ocean's had a chance there for some decent damage. Doesn't take it. Zapman goes in for the clear.
Classic.
As we're going to see that movement get popped. Ocean comes right out of the corporeal form for min-max. Zapman looking for a stun. Probably not going to get it.
That's the most classic Zapman play of all time, is the jump forward at low levels. Really has that ricochet on lock. DJ, forever aggressive in the opponent's jungle, more than his own at this point.
So now, you're not a solo lane player. Have you experienced solo lane tier yet?
Once or twice, sure.
It's the worst. He just never, ever dies.
No, that heal is so powerful.
It's completely obnoxious. And Divios is the king of all things obnoxious. It's what he does, like, by trade. I mean, it's almost his namesake. Like, I'm surprised his name wasn't just like, I'm going to make you hate yourself.
That might be a little bit too long. I'm going to make you hate yourself.
No, H8, and you are.
Still probably too long. Obnoxious would probably fit.
XX on both sides.
Divios, though. Oh, great backflip coming out from Lassiz right there. djpernicus here, combining it with TheBest.
Yep. I'm kind of sad that DaretoCare has picked out Kuang both games. Not to say that isn't the right choice, because it is. But I kind of wanted to use this set as a feel for DaretoCare. Is he going to have a bigger god pool? Is he going to be going for different things?
Right.
And for me, a lot of that comes down to, does DaretoCare pick different gods in different situations? But Kuang being likely the best jungler in the game, there's no analysis to make.
And also, just to protect or get rid of the Khepri ultimate, which might have to be used right now. Everything going on the left-hand side. Best gets credit off of the big assist from djpernicus. DJ jumps off of the wall to be safe, and now Allegiance won't chase too hard. 2 kills on the board in total for Eager.
And DaretoCare not getting over there in time. He was really looking for a way to get that execute off. You saw the way that Aror was positioned, same way that DaretoCare was positioned. I think Allegiance gave a little bit too much credit to djpernicus there.
Athena ult.
Got to get back to lane, man. Got to start getting those Traveler Shoes dollars.
Athena ult, very strange.
It's a short cooldown. It's like a minute and a half that he can't now globally rotate around the map.
Eager, for what it's worth, doesn't know that that ultimate is down, though. Nobody was in the vicinity.
Okay.
Nobody was in the vicinity. So you could argue that nothing really lost because the opponent doesn't know, but still a big ultimate. It didn't seem like
he needed to be there.
Exactly. There was no pressing issue.
If that was a solo lane Athena using his teleport to get back to lane, I got that.
Exactly.
Zapman taking a lot of damage here. Incon, however, not going for the follow-up. Ocean's maybe a bit too afraid to go in, which is smart, considering the fact that Aror still has his ultimate available.
Exactly. That's what I was looking at as well. If Khepri wasn't there in that lane, if that was literally any other god, Brandon, I think we would have seen an aggressive play by the guys on Allegiance. But instead, respecting the ability, and Zapman showing off his geometry skills, able to get that triple bounce to clear the camp.
The triple bounces are actually much easier than they were in Season 2.
Why is that?
The small geometry changes that we've made to some of the maps and the way that the camps behave has made it a lot easier for you to get those triple bounces. Most notably, I would say, at the Boars.
Zapman putting that on display. We're following along with Divios now, playing on that Recruiter Friend skin that he's got.
Is that it? Really?
Yeah.
Wasn't the Recruiter Friend the sock puppet?
That's the sock puppet.
Oh, Brandon. It is the sock puppet.
Gee whiz.
I hate this skin. I just never know what green means.
Yeah. Green means go, and Divios going to hit it now, hitting Mattypocket almost into the tower.
I will never forget what green means again after you just said that.
Right on top, Power Cleave looking for the last Fearless. Doesn't need it. Basic on top. Green, in fact, does mean go. 3 kills for Eager.
That was easy. I mean, this is what Divios does. He baited Mattypocket thinking that he was safe, healed up, got him with some crazy stuff with that Fearless combo. Best using his ultimate a little bit early here, looking for that detonate for the secure, and it's going to go to Allegiance. It's stolen. That might have been Incon.
That was a big, big deal. Incon's going to take a spill, but Ocean's going to answer right on back with djpernicus taking him out. The game is tied.
We're a little bit late on that ultimate, not only missing the player, but actually burning the ultimate as he throws it to the best as well. Allegiance finding a big win with a stolen Gold Fury in a 1-for-1 trade.
Just incredible. So, I mean, you kill the solo laner. That doesn't always open up the map for that Gold Fury. Eager goes and takes the gamble, and they lose it. Ouch.
That hurts.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a big hurt right there.
Yeah.
Let's go to the graph here. You'll notice Eager was pretty far ahead, and you see that spike right back down. This is very similar to what happened in the last game. A little bit early on the Ricochet. Solar Flare does hit. It looks like beats were forced there as that Purification gets used. Oceans could be in some trouble. Zapman actually trying to take that. Doesn't do it in time, and an ult combination from Oceans and Lassiz finds a kill.
Couldn't find the Ricochet. Now Zapman's in trouble, and Oceans, to add insult to injury, gets credit for that. Takes out the entirety of the duo lane. The rookie Hunter looking a little bit better on this Soul than he did last game. 3-0-0/line.
And Vegeta has to run away here, as you notice. Christopher Sabbath and Zeus run back into the jungle here. In a
I don't know a single word you just said.
Well, come on, man.
Vegeta, isn't that the vegetable spread from Australia?
Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about.
The nutrition is over 9,000, right?
That was good. That was actually fantastic. You must be sick. The rest of the broadcast will continue in a moment. We're subbing Fdot out as he goes to the doctor.
Too sick nasty for the show.
Stop.
I had to bring it down to a terrible level, okay? Score is tied here, 4-4, and so is the... And man, the only reason this is tied is that Gold Fury steal.
Yeah.
And that Gold Fury steal was... I don't like to use the word luck, Brandon.
It was lucky. It was a lucky steal. It was a 50-50. It was a gut shot. Plain and simple.
Yep.
It was a gut shot. They brought in 2 people. It was estimated. There was definitely a certain amount of skill involved in timing the play. But when it came down to it, it was that damage versus the best detonate, and it was a lucky take.
Just calculate. It was calculated guesswork.
It's an estimate.
Yeah.
Estimated guesses.
You ever? Are you a person that says guesstimate?
No.
Good.
Apparently it's a word, though.
No, it's not.
I swear, I like yelled at someone for being disgusting, and then apparently it is not only in the dictionary, but used in like actual scientific finding.
I disagree with the world.
I'm down.
It's me and Brandon live in a world.
It's pronounced GIF.
Exactly. It's pronounced GIF. I'm not getting into this one. Hunter v. Hunter. Oh, man, I love this lane. This is really, I've been looking forward to this for...
So far, it seems like Ocean's getting the better of it. And when you watch the GIFs at the end of the game, you're going to notice how much...
djpernicus is safely under his tower. Had to run away. Brandon's like actually physically poking me at the moment. djpernicus finds his way out of the tower after he ran into some trouble on the right-hand side. And this is the typical 3v3 setup that we see constantly in this mid lane.
While the Hunters battle at it, and of course the solo laner slapbox. A mistake from Mattypocket, not likely to be repeated. It's very unlikely that you see a solo laner in a warrior-warrior matchup die more than once. Right. Usually it's like, okay, you caught me, I had low mana, I shouldn't have been there, won't happen again. And as you can see, Mattypocket full health, full mana. Yeah,
solo laners like to push their luck and push the envelope a little bit, and then they realize that they've either pushed too far or pushed exactly right. Aror is going to be pushed in the wrong direction. DaretoCare with credit on that one.
With the double fearless, finding 2 kills right there, at least giving both to TheBest. I don't know how that just happened, but Divios popped out of nowhere and hit him with the hottest fearless of the SPL this year.
And that's what Tier does. That's exactly what Tier is meant to do. He's supposed to just surprise you, and I used the word displacement. That is the harshest displacement in the game, I feel. Fearless, and djpernicus again off the mark with the ultimate.
No, you got the beats.
Gets the purification, so unable to really confirm the kill, but takes out the relic.
A little bit of damage sent to Lassiz as well, who's still pretty fresh in this lane. Not going to want to go back just yet. Eager getting a small win there as a 2-for-1 trade in the mid lane finally washes out after djpernicus forces out the purification.
Look at Zapman's placement. He's halfway in this jungle. He's just waiting for an opportunity wherever it lands. And there, he's going to drop the sun to prevent DJ from dying. A lot of good DPS stop, but again, DaretoCare, that's why he picks the Kuang, goes right on through the Khepri. Khepri's going to get stunned. Khepri's going to get surrounded. Khepri's going to root, though. And Aror looks to be safe.
I don't know what Aror is planning to do here.
How do you mean?
I mean, going up that far without his ultimate, I'm very surprised they didn't rush.
Interesting decision coming out from Aror. But Divios in the jungle goes ahead and picks up the solo lane tower. And there's Aror, left-hand side. Zapman with a triple bounce takes out Lassiz immediately. Here comes the answer from Allegiance. Aror looks like he's going to take a spill. Oceans, it's all up to him. Oceans gets the kill onto the support, but Zapman still looking for more. Here comes the Fearless. Misses. DaretoCare wiggles his way out of trouble. Fearless. Power Cleave going to miss as well. DaretoCare all over the place, but the flip comes through. Divios gets credit for that kill. Divios is still pushing the advantage, trying to find some help. And Eager, they combine for a whole bunch of kills. They get an advantage, and now they look directly at the Gold Fury.
Gold Fury going to get started up.
Gold Fury is going to go ahead and get started up. And all the ultimates drop Dawn down. Gold Fury takes a spill. Eager, credit to them. They pick up the second Gold Fury of the game. First one for them. Now dialed down the middle. Allegiance and Eager both have a single Gold Fury to their name, and with that objective, Eager leads the game by about 2,000 gold. We've reached 12 minutes on the clock. This is game number 2, and Eager poised to take the second one.
Red buff getting taken pretty cleanly. Best is going to get that. A little bit of damage as well. He has a very similar build to last time. Again, with this Jade Mountain Helm right into the boots. What are we going to do next here? I mean, does he go into Pen? Does he want the cooldown reduction?
Well, he's not getting into much trouble. Obviously, you can see 3, 0, and 2. Not a lot of deaths or any on this character. So I'm not going to preach I'm not going to preach for a defensive item. Honestly, I want to see penetration.
Yeah.
But usually, what you see out of mages is the old third item must be Pen. I want to see that shard come through. I really want to see that shard come through number 3.
Well, he's going back to the base right now. It's going to be Breastplate of Valor.
So he did go the defensive route. That said, if you only buy defensive items once you run into trouble, it's probably too late.
Yes.
So, being a little proactive, that's why he's there and I'm here.
And against Lassiz, right? I mean, going up against that rather very hard to fight Neith Very easy to confirm damage.
That's a big point as well.
I think
Physical,
that's pretty important.
Physical coming both out of the jungle and the mid lane. And you're at the end of the day, you're a Zeus, man.
But he went 2 physical protection items against a 3 magical team.
Yes.
That might hurt.
So, yes, but the damage coming out from Kuang, protections, I mean, Kuang's going to just Kuang you regardless, right?
That's true.
Soul does need the protections. And Athena, right, it's a tank damage. How much damage is the tank going to do? Whereas the damage coming out from Neith or Sun Wukong, I'm a little bit more concerned.
So check out Divios' build, actually going into a third, third quote-unquote
yeah.
item. Transcendence for extra damage, not going into that cooldown reduction that we know and love.
I love it. I do love it.
Pernicus still alive here, and DaretoCare not able to get in. Good shot from Best will send enough damage to wash the fight out for now.
So I like the Transcendence on the side of Divios, who's lurking on the right side, looking for the surprise Fearless. Over the top, finds Neith. Beads able to be used. Lassiz purified his way out of that problem. Divios now stuck. Divios now low. Divios now dead. DaretoCare with the execute.
And that was a burn on the ultimate as well. Aror no longer has his ability to do this. They're fighting into a decoy right now as the rest of Allegiance able to back off pretty much for free. 8-8. It's been a very even team fight count so far for these teams.
Yeah, I mean this is the tug of war that I really expected in game number 1. Eager kind of took off. We saw different levels of different areas of execution. Allegiance was saying, "All right, we run the objective game," and Eager said, "All right, we run the team fight game." This time around, it's a little bit more even, right?
Oh, beautiful dodge. Goes right back for Neith. Can he bring him into danger? Remember, those bees were already forced, and they're trying for it. Lassiz pretty low. He has 1 stack. It's gonna be enough.
The best from who knows where.
I didn't think that 1 detonate stat was going to be enough, especially with that build.
Yeah, apparently Best understands just how much damage he's able to do and takes out Lassiz, who's going to have to sit down for 3 more minutes. Lassiz, 1,000 gold behind Best at the moment. 0-3 and 7 for the opposing mid laner on the side of Allegiance.
Dodging in, double taunt going to do well as DaretoCare comes in. Best taking a lot of damage, but Dare does not commit hard enough.
Not quite. Here comes the Best and Aror in the mid lane. They'll be safe. And they're going to go ahead and look to the right-hand side. Divios and Mattypocket on the opposite sides of each other, pretty much, in their solo lane. We'll ride along with the Best for just a moment. And we'll take a look at where these teams are going to go. Mid lane Harpies are right on here, going the way of Eager. Nothing really concerned about as far as Allegiance is concerned. They're going to take a look and see that the Harpies are down and really not go for much of anything. And now is really a lull in the action with 16 minutes on the clock. Both teams realize that Gold Fury's down. There's a couple of minutes. There's about a minute exactly until that really spawns one more time. So that's really where teams are going to be looking at. They're biding their time and playing it safe so that all 5 members of their team are alive and well and ready to fight in about 30 seconds over that point of contention. Eager currently leads the game by about 1,000, so as we say here, it's pretty much even. It's a tie game.
Gold Fury's coming up.
Yes.
There's a chance that they could just rush this down immediately.
That's the spot. That's what I was saying before. Was that we're in a position right now. The reason the game has taken a lull in the action is because everybody's waiting for gold to come up.
I mean, there's nothing for them to do safely.
Exactly.
Pushing down a tower as 4 or 5 right now leaves the map open. Going for Fire Giants, a death sentence. So as it works, they're waiting for this objective, which is finally spawned. Best not going to get any damage there, but forcing out the teleport from DaretoCare should do enough to control this side of the fight, but they don't take the advantage. How strange.
Waiting for a bigger window, I feel. Because again, this Gold Fury has been so highly contested between these two teams.
I'm so glad they're skins.
Are you?
Yes. Just like hearing Walk the Plank, like, come on. What a good day.
I don't know. I'm a boring guy. I prefer without the skins.
Amen.
I prefer without the skins. You're more boring than me. Come on. We're 2 real boring dudes sitting up here. Let's be real.
God bless.
Divios on the right side bullies the pig away from Mattypocket.
I don't know why Mattypocket didn't take that. I mean, he had that shot. Oh, Best taking a lot of damage here. A lot of it belonging to Incon. Detonate coming soon.
Divios still has Sanctuary available, so if he does get into more trouble, he is able to hit the Don't Damage Me button. At the moment, though, just a little bit.
I have no idea why Best decided to use his ult there. Perhaps thought more was coming than actually was. Obviously, easier to scout out with the bird's eye view.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even from the ground level, I can't see that ultimate going off. That's going to be a pretty big loss for them going into this fight, considering Allegiance has so much room to take Zeus down if he can't defend himself.
Eager still decide to start Gold Fury.
He was actually shooting a ward. He's taking the ward down.
Yeah, just taking off the ward.
Just cleaning up that vision, showing a little bit more control for his team. Level 17 right now, tied with Oceans. In fact, it's pretty close across the board in terms of levels. The only disparity between mid and jungle, and it goes in either direction, and another stolen camp coming out from Divios.
When was the last time Divios was in his own jungle?
Maybe the last time the blue buff was up. Maybe.
I mean, this is what we've seen, not just out of Divios, but also out of djpernicus. It's just been a little bit more successful for Divios. Both of these players have just been in their opponent's jungle the whole time. Eager is routinely invading. I love it.
Speaking of invading, you'll notice they're trying to keep control of the jungle right here. Zapman starting this up, forcing Incon to dash through. Incon very smart to dash the way that he did. Had he not, there was a really good chance he was going to get caught, but Sprint getting popped there so far is a win for Eager.
Now, Eager, they've got the better positioning around the Cold Fury, but nobody's really looking at it at the moment. Zapman is dead content to just farm the lane, waiting for the next opportunity.
Zapman
really
going right into Chin Size, by the way, without going into Iqbal.
So this is a different character, different build.
Okay.
When it comes to the Ho Yi, you want the power more so than the attack speed, just because of the way that how important Ricochet is.
By the way, can we just talk about how cool of a player Zapman is? He recognizes what's happening in an instant. Doesn't even look at the ground to see where he should jump. He jumps away immediately, turns around as he hits the ground, and just gets ready to fight again. He doesn't run. He doesn't think about his options. Everything is done in one fluid motion, and it's enough to send a three-man team a few steps back.
Just able to be that scary is one of the calling cards of what Zapman's able to do.
I feel like Zap is back, man.
I have to agree. Like I said, he sort of disappeared for Season 2. I don't really know what happened.
He became very safe, much more, I think, fundamentally sound, but it was boring.
Well, djpernicus is trying to make things a little bit more exciting.
Oh, no.
Drags the enemy into the ultimate out of Zeus, but ultimately not enough damage as Divios whiffs on the Fearless. Here comes the rest of Allegiance, notably Mattypocket, right on front, gonna get stunned out thanks to a quick shot from Zapman.
That's a lot of damage. It doesn't seem like it because of how much of his health is missing. It's only about a fifth. But doing that much to a level 18 Wukong at this stage of the game is pretty important.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Zap's doing, going right into those chin size, as you said. Now, a lot of times improvement, not just in Smite, but just in general in life, improvement is a multi-step situation, Brandon. And I don't know how many jokes were made about Zapman being too aggressive mid lane. Watch that. Divios will be fine. Zapman was always known as too aggressive, diving phoenixes. Season 2 is a little boring. Maybe Season 3 is the Goldilocks season. Maybe he's found the balance.
Pernicus, however, not finding a lot of balance there as he jumps into 2, taking a lot of damage himself. Divios diving in, a little bit more safe with the tankiness built in so far.
And the passive, of course.
And the passive, of course. Only 1 second on that taunt, despite whatever ridiculous number that tooltip says.
It really, you can see it the most when it comes to Athena. When Athena's not really setting up for anybody else, but just trying to deal damage with the shield wall. Yeah. You can very rarely, if ever, get that second shield wall tap because of the tier passive when you taunt tier into your damage. So definitely makes a difference there.
Really want to see a mid-Guardian male come out from the Eager squad here. As many as possible, as many as they need, considering the fact that they're fighting a Soul, which of course could slow her movement speed and attack speed. A Neith, Kuang's going to be applying auto attacks here and there, some Wukong as well. So I fear they'll they'll get a lot of mileage on it. On the side of Allegiance, I think they're looking for hybrid items, a lot of hybrid. Things like cloaks are very important right now as Ocean's baiting Pernicus perfectly, forcing an ultimate out, and that's going to be a kill. Wow.
Ouch. Well played by Allegiance. I like what DJ did there to mitigate the problems, but ultimately he still takes a spill. Zapman gets a big chunk, thanks to Oceans.
And you know, did you watch Zapman there? He gets hit by the Stellar Burst, and he turns and tries to run away. And this is a habit that I think every single top player has right now. And that's, if they're hit by the Stellar Burst, they still try to minimize the damage by running away. And you actually can't do that. Once you're hit by one, you're getting hit by both.
Yeah. Right now the taunt comes out onto Aror and TheBest. Best is forced into an early Sanctuary.
I mean, he probably stopped 600-700 damage coming at him, which I think is very important. But now there's a death sentence marked on him.
Definitely. I mean, Zeus without his tools is just very. It's a problem. You saw both Hunter and mid laner wanted the red buff, And then both Hunter and mid laner decided to let them have it.
Goes to Zap, though.
Yeah, Zapman ultimately takes it.
I think that's a good call here. Despite the fact that Best is 402, a lot of his damage is, I think, reactionary.
Sure.
They're not getting a lot of that damage off in teamfights where they need it. He's cleaning up a lot or playing off at Divios. I think Zapman's getting much more damage off on the regular, which will give him a little bit more. Plus, we should also consider the fact that Eager's Best built into a fair amount of defense as well, which is not going to be helped by the red buff.
This time around, in this game, same as game number 1, honestly, I'm so impressed by Zapman and Best and what they're able to bring to the table. Not just because of the obvious, but also because DJ has, again, not had the best of games in this game. And despite the fact that the jungler is having issues, both Hunter and mid laner are still doing very well.
Top right side is Divios fighting into 2, baiting very well. In fact, somehow dodging that shot. Keeps a health lead over Mattypocket, who he's sending basically out of the fight. Matty might be in some trouble here, having to use his teleport if this fight persists. And again, 23.5 minutes this time to find the first tower falling, or a second tower falling for Allegiance. Very late. Very, very late.
Divios got that tower.
Yes, he did.
Divios got that tower. I mean, that's what we're seeing. He did. It's a little bit more obvious on tier when he literally fearlesses people out of the way, but Divios is able to zone so well.
Khepri still very strong as the ranged root, doing so much work. They're going to focus here on Incon, but not a lot of damage coming through. They've really positioned themselves poorly for this one, and they might not be able to get this as Incon baiting out very, very well, but of course the Best getting a ton of damage off in the back line. Dare's going to have to clean it up, but instead gets cleaned up himself. djpernicus very low in the back line, will fall, but Best is still finding the brunt of the work here. 2 for 2 so far.
Aror waiting in that pool, gets taken out. Ocean's in some trouble. Triple kill for Oceans. And Zapman makes sure he doesn't have a long time to think about it and takes Oceans out immediately. Lassiz is the only one left up. Fearless is going to be beads out and and Sanctuary used as well. And Lassiz will take a spill. Zapman on a killing spree. 3 kills with no deaths, and the deicide comes out.
It's going to be more than that as they go right to the Gold Fury, and they have the 2 people they're going to want most to get this thing done. That, of course, being the range carry for a lot of base damage, and a person who can infinitely tank it as long as necessary.
Free Gold Fury going the way of Eager. Well, I shouldn't say free. They worked really hard to get that deicide and lost 3 members in the process. But either way, Eager winds up on top of the Gold Fury with no one left to contest it. And that's going to give us one of our first tangible leads of the game, Brandon. 14-13 might read the kills, but the gold says a very different tale. 4,500 gold in the way of Eager as they take precedence over Allegiance.
Yeah, this is getting to the point now where I think it's going to be much harder for Allegiance to even hold their own in team fights. A lot of that having to do, in my eyes, with Dare. He's 5-3-5 right now, but he's not getting those big combos off that we're expecting, not comboing into Oceans and Lassiz in the same way that you would have expected. Mattypocket getting kind of handled by Divios, and it seems the non-cog members of this Eager squad with Zapman and Divios are not only carrying their own weight, but maybe even the weight of a few other players as well, even though they might not need to. Yeah,
exactly. Like I said in game number 1, Aror has done his job, and as a support, you know, he's doing it. But you know, again, unfortunately, djpernicus really not showing up to play. 2, 6, and 5. He's been in a lot of these team fights, and he's gotten assists because of it. But not for nothing, he's just been in trouble in all of the fights.
And you know, this is not a shot at DJ by any means, but every single jungler out there should be as on their stuff as possible, with people like Adjust and Gars still up for grabs. Like, there is no job security in North America right now unless your name is Anderson.
Well, for what it's worth, you know, I'm mentioning how I do want to see a little bit more out of DJ, but I think it's important to note what DJ's doing in these fights. He is the initiator.
Yes,
he's starting everything off, which is why he's finding himself in these compromising situations. He's constantly jumping in the back line because that's the caveat that Khepri has that we mentioned the day he came out. He has no initiation. He's a pure support.
Man, I don't know that I agree with that. I mean, I think that fight was initiated last time by Aror. I mean, that solar flare, the way that he hit 2 people from range, saving djpernicus' life.
Definitely does change the shape of the team fights, and Zapman just laying waste to his opponents. Zapman laying waste to the tower.
Oh,
Zapman doing his job. Nobody knows that DJ's coming from the back. One more time. Jungle initiation. Sanctuary is going to save his life off of the ultimate out of Oceans. And the Best gets the kill onto Lassiz. Incon now in some trouble. Jump up, jump up, jump down. Zapman takes out Incon. Zapman takes out Ocean.
Oh my
Zapman
God.
takes out DaretoCare. Zapman is on a triple kill killing spree. And one more time, Zapman has led the fight into a Phoenix, which could win the game.
I don't know what you're doing here, Mattypocket, but that's the wrong direction to be run, and he'll get up into the sky just barely. The decoy will be sacrificed, as will a bird. Mattypocket's going to have to land here and find a way out. Divios immediately grabbing him.
Zapman takes out Mattypocket.
And Zapman finds the deicide. Second game looking to end here. Still 10 seconds, and of course Zapman at level 20 with a whole bunch of damage will not only be player of the game this game, but player of the game last game. But will bring his team to the forefront, eager 2-0 over Allegiance.
Zapman takes out the Titan. Are there still more? Am I still going? Zapman is back, ladies and gentlemen. He is just looking so comfortable, and and truth be told, not being political, those were eager team wins. There was a lot of teamwork in them, but Zap was very obviously the leader of the pack.
Zap and Divios were incredible that whole set. I mean, the dude again, 8-1-6. Let's take a little bit of a look here. And this was an earlier fight. This was the one that started with that solar flare that allowed Zapman to get in the front. You know, obviously the sports go unsung. DaretoCare looking for the execute kill, unable to find it in the back line. Zapman knows that his team's safe and just starts looking for these cleanup kills. Beautiful shot. That's the first one. Best goes on a rampage, and then Oceans finds the double. Zapman's still pretty healthy, though. You'll note, goes right back in. Doesn't try to bait, doesn't try to do anything crazy. Gets the triple, one to Divios, and then almost gets the penta.
Zapman has just been on point. I mean, we've spoken so nicely about him for these reasons. Both of those sequences that wound up winning the games, both game number 1 and game number 2, Zapman was the main force of damage and initiation coming out in those fights. Zapman really and truly, not just the player of the game, but player of today, of the set so far.
Zapman going to be able to take this tower down, and this is where the fight starts once again as djpernicus gets to the back line, and you're going to see this ultimate from TheBest that's very strange. DJ is actually not only going to take shelter in this ultimate, but block off the path as well from Incon, which allows Zapman to move forward. It's very like chess or soccer. By allowing yourself to go forward, you can get your carries or your forwards or your queens or your strikers, whoever you want to say, to get to the front line, and that's what Zapman does. Puts himself in an extremely situated place, extremely safe, triple kill. Phoenix gets another one as he comes back from Mattypocket and takes the Titan out, wins the game.
Very, very, very well done by Zapman. And as Brandon and I have said a number of times, the supports kind of go unsung. Aror did a great job, and we didn't really get to mention it too much. So Auror's going to mention it.
Support. It's what you're supposed to do.
Auror's going to mention it himself. Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined here by Aror support for Team Eager. How you doing, Max?
I'm doing great. Hey, Fdot. Hey, Diem. Wait, Fdot, what is that on your shirt?
What's in my shirt?
I'm just kidding. What's up?
I wasn't going to look because I know you're Aror. There was no, you tricked me. I'm not going for it. So you couldn't trick me, but you seem to have tricked the opponent. You guys did very, very well. One of the question marks coming out for your squad, specifically Eager, was how are you guys going to mesh and would that result in wins? Well, you guys definitely wound up with a win. Can you talk to me a little bit about the chemistry of the team and what it's like starting the season off?
Yeah, the chemistry's been really good. It's been a lot of fun to play with Divios and Zapman. Of course, I played with Best and DJ last season. It's been a little hard because Zap went on vacation for a week, and then DJ's been studying for his MCAT, so we haven't had much scrims, but with more scrims, I think we'll play a lot better than we did today. So just progress.
I mean, you guys played perfectly well, so I can only imagine what happens with scrims.
So going up against the Odin in Game 1, I made a note that somehow Khepri is pushing Odin out of the lane, which is not something we could have expected. Is this, do you think, a weakness in the Allegiance duo lane, or is this because you and Zapman's chemistry is good? Is it the matchup? Lead us through it a little bit.
Well, what happened was you guys didn't see it on stream, I believe, but I pulled Odin out of his jump when at level 2 when he tried to jump on the wave and full clear it, and I Khepri won him out of it as he hit the ground, so the wave didn't die.
Oh, so it doesn't force the Raven Shield to explode.
Well, yeah, because the Khepri damage plus the archer shooting him right as I pull him breaks the shield instantly because it's only a rank 1 shield. So he got rid of his shield, and the jump didn't do any damage either because I silenced it. So it just gave us complete lane pressure, and that's why we had a full wave chasing them.
You know, right there, I love the way you broke that down for us,
know you
because
do that.
a lot of people at home, maybe even a lot of people here, in all honesty, like,
God.
these things seem so small, but there's so much thought process going behind them. And one of the bigger things, again, going towards the chemistry, there seem to be two very distinct thought processes on Eager right now, where you have DJ and Zapman going very, very hard, and then the other members of the team, yourself included, sort of a little bit more calculated. Is that intentional? Do you guys intentionally balance each other out, or are you guys just lucky enough to have a well-balanced team?
I don't know if I was calculating. I played super bad in the second game. I did all right in the first game, but Zap and Best really held it down in that second game. I don't think you gave Best enough credit for that second game. He played extremely well. It was a Divios and Zapman show in the first game for sure, but Zapman Best show in the second game.
Well, definitely the words you're supposed to speak, and you know, and I don't exactly disagree. Best definitely did show up, notably in that last sequence with the play that
There wasn't enough deaths, plain and simple. Zeus should be dying a lot, and the team kept him alive. He baited very well. The ultimate usage, aside from that one, was just straight up incredible. The guy played amazing. He really did.
Very, very true. Before we let you go, Aurora, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans at home?
Yeah, shout-outs to my brother. It's his birthday. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
Sam.
It's Clumsy's birthday, too.
Happy birthday,
Is it?
Lorlo.
Happy birthday, Clumsy, too.
Nice.
And, yeah, thanks to all our fans. And I'm excited to play this season.
Excellent.
SPL
Well,
Season 3.
Hell
Woo!
yeah, man. We're super excited to have the SPL back, and of course, as enthusiastic as you are, as always. So again, that support Aurora for Team Eager. Allegiance versus Eager has already passed. Eager has taken 2 games over Allegiance. We'll take a look at the rest of the games we're going to be seeing today. Randozos will be immediately following us here, taking on Denial. And then after that, we'll see Luminosity, previously known as Woony Tunes, previously known as Cloud9, taking on Enemy, which is another new roster. So a lot of new faces, a lot of new blood you guys get to check out. It's going to be real exciting.
Do you think Payne can do it again? Do you think Payne can just take a bunch of randoms and do it again?
I mean, the level of which those guys have ascended to, the guys, speaking of Vedium and Benji and everybody, I mean, it's not all by accident. There's got to be something
Payne knows what he's doing, man. He's a smart guy. He plays the game well. Obviously, this is going to be a weaker squad than it was last year, given the fact that Marauder and Scream, or whatever they're calling themselves now, don't have the same level of experience that Vicium did even coming into this team. But, I mean, if anyone can do it, history points to Payne.
Yep, and it's going to be a similar situation for Randozos as they take on Denial coming up next. But first, we're going to check in with well, they're certainly characters, the guys on the University of Smite.